from Honolulu Yoga on the Big Island, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about the shoulders. We use the shoulders a lot in our yoga practice, our planks, our down dogs, any inversions, chaturangas, and so often our shoulder postures create tightness, they create rigidity and tension, and so we're going to start unlocking that so we can find more fluidity in the shoulders, more ease in the neck, and then actually this really functional strength that allows us to unlock really fun postures in a safe and supported way. So the first thing that we're going to look at is finding sensation in the shoulders. You don't have to be in yoga clothes to do this. You probably don't even need a yoga mat. You can do it wherever you are. Come forward to all fours and just take a moment to find your tabletop position. So often our hands need to walk a little bit wider, and it's really beneficial to have a bend in the elbows. We will talk about all of the anatomy of that in our training, but for now just play around with bending the elbows, dragging the hands back, breathing. Just circle the hips a couple of times so that you can shift the weight and start to notice the sensation through the shoulders. Go the opposite direction. And then come to center. Again, bend the elbows a little bit, hover the knees, and shift the weight forward and back a couple of times. The next time you shift forward, step the left foot outside of your mat or just outside of your hands and press down into the feet to slowly rise up to a comfortable wide-legged kneeling posture. Place your left hand on your thigh and reach your right arm up with ease, just leaning slightly over. And so from here, you can cushion this knee if it's uncomfortable. We want to be really comfortable here, right? We're trying to find ease. So if it's tight, work with it. Step a little bit wider, step a little bit narrower. Take a moment to find your ease. And then we explore underneath the right scapula. Right? So the purpose of this is to start to find more sensation of our rib cage sliding on our back. We want to release rigidity here and circle the arm. There's no right or wrong. It's really about your own exploration. As you slide the shoulder blade around, imagine with each breath you're lubricating this space underneath the scapula so it can move fluidly. As you explore here, you might notice the connections down into the side body, the obliques, even down into the pelvis and the hip flexors. It's totally fine to exaggerate the movement. It's all about discovering more sensation in the body. If the arm ever gets tired, you can rest the fingertips and do the same thing, just a little bit less weight. And then we'll do the second side. So take a moment to place the hands down. And I lied, let's add something in just for fun. Root down into that hand and slowly let the left fingertips reach up, taking weight into the shoulder that you just unlocked. Keep a little bend in the elbow. And then slowly release the hand down, tuck the back toes, and bring the front knee back to meet the back knee. Pause for a moment. You can even sit the hips back and feel the difference between sides. Notice if you have a little more awareness of that right shoulder after that exercise. And then we do the second side. So return to your tabletop, and again, don't rush there, right? Find some time to explore the hand placement, bend the elbows a little bit, allow the body to be pliable. Wiggle the hips, shift the weight. Just exploring sensation, not looking for a certain outcome. And then you might notice that the hands can naturally move around and you're like, oh, that does feel more supportive. That does feel more stable. Tuck toes, hover knees. Then you take a little more weight in the hands. So keep that pliability by bending the elbow. And hover the right foot this time. Shift the right foot out to the side. Release the back knee down. Take a moment to organize the pelvis between the feet and then stack the spine above that. Make any adjustments so that you have ease here, right? So maybe stepping the right foot wider is nice. It depends on the flexibility in your hips. We're not so worried about our hips, right? So this is just our foundation. Let it be comfortable, but don't reach for a stretch. Right hand to thigh, and reach the left hand up. Notice here, yes, there's that tendency for tightness in the top of the shoulder, so you can circle from the side instead, and then, it's so spacious. Reach over to the right side, and now we start to explore the left scapula. Closing the eyes can help, right? Let this be a self-discovery. Even if you work with your shoulders all the time, what if you could feel something new here? What if you could unlock a little more range of motion in a fluid way? As the scapula slides around, you might play with pointing the heart down or back up, and then you feel those connections, right? From the shoulder down into the pecs as you open up, into the side body and the obliques, and all the way into those hip flexors. And we're not trying to stretch, right? We're just exploring the sensation because that will help us in our shoulder posture, right? We're waking up the connections into the shoulder. Take one more moment. You can always pause and breathe. That's constructive for some. And then reach up, plant the hands back down, root left hand underneath the heart, push into the hand, feel the shoulder, organize over the wrist with a bent elbow, right? So there's no rigidity here. And then slowly stack the heart, the other shoulder, and the other arm. Take a breath. You can rock slightly, shifting the weight in the hand if it feels good. And then release the lifted hand. Plant the hands underneath you with a bend in the elbow and bring the right knee back. Pause for just a moment. Send the hips back to the heels. Take your time stacking the spine and just feel your new awareness of your shoulders. Okay, so that was phase one. We were bringing more awareness to the shoulders, waking up the connections into the side body, underneath the scapula, down into our core. And now we're going to add a little strengthening, right? So as I mentioned before, it's so often, or so common rather, that as we do poses on our arms, we're rigid, we're tight, we're building tension, right? And so we'll try to unlock that and find a new pliability and almost springiness, like the way an animal would move in the wild. So come to your tabletop. You can slide forward off of your blanket if your knees are okay here. And close the eyes. Pad the hands out slightly. Explore having your hands wider. Explore having your fingers at different angles, which might be really hard if you're used to, like, I always do it this way. Take your time. Pause me, right? Take as much time as you need. Then when you find a comfortable position, bend the elbows a little bit. Let the shoulder blades slide around on the back just like that exercise we did. So they're not locked up, they're not frozen. And then we'll do our simple cat-cow, but we'll add a little spice to it. So for cow, start dragging the hands back towards the knees and wide, like you're drawing the base of a triangle. feel the shoulders broaden, feel the heart peak forward, and just drop the belly. And then we reverse that. We're going to draw the top of the triangle by squeezing the hands together and forward. So press the hands forward, draw them towards one another, and let that motion start to round the spine. Feel the connections into the shoulders, down into the core, and lift the belly button up. And the pelvis gently draws under effortlessly. Inhale, pull on the mat, right? Drawing out that base of the triangle, letting the collarbones broaden. Keep the elbows pliable. And then exhale, press the fingertips together and forward towards the point of the triangle at the top. And do this a few more times. And once you get the hang of it, once you start to feel those connections down into the shoulders, see if you can apply less effort, right? So you're not gripping and trying to fire everything at 100. You're getting all those same sensations, all that same support, but maybe you're only firing at 40 or 50, right? You're being skillful with your muscular energy. And then let's give our wrists a little break by lowering our forearms down. Cross the thumbs so they're touching, and then bring the index finger together. So now we have our triangle, right? Elbows can be wherever is most comfortable. You want a nice stable triangle around you. And then extend the legs behind you. They don't have to go very far, right? Cover the knees. You can pause right here or walk the feet in. Just starting to explore the stability that you created with your table exercise. And then set the knees down, press the hips back to the heels, stretch your arms forward, let the head release. Breathe into the top of the neck, the top of the shoulders as you remain in Bhaktasana. As you breathe, just try to feel the space at the back of the heart. And when you're ready, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. You can use your hands and just pause. Connect with your breath flow and notice any new awareness of your shoulders. And so this is a little sneak preview of how we'll explore finding new sensation in the shoulders, and then also this pliable stability that we can take into our inversions, our arm balances, and our basic postures like down dog and plank poses we do every practice. So I hope you had fun with that. Please let us know if you have any questions. We will explore all of these things in tremendous depth in our shoulder training coming up this December. Aloha.